What is up guys, Jarv here, back today jumping into Destiny 2. Now in today's video we're taking a look at how you can fly as a hunter. It's been really annoying that up until now hunters have had no way of staying in the air, but in this video I'm going to show you how, as well as all the items you need to pull it off. So if you want to do a bit of hunter flying, be sure to stick around and enjoy the video. If you do enjoy the video, be sure to leave a rating down below. That super helps me out here on the channel. And if you're brand new here, I want to keep up to date with all the latest Destiny 2 content. Be sure to hit subscribe as well. But without further delay guys, let's jump into the video. Now first things first, credit where credit is due. A massive shout out to ArchDaz, who originally found this over 2 weeks ago, and it's been floating around on YouTube, and more recently Glitch Tutorial, who made a video yesterday covering how you can traverse the Moav bridge using this technique. Now if you haven't checked out those videos, I'll be sure to leave the links to both of those down in the video description below, so be sure to check them out and drop them a like. Now up until now, Titans and Warlocks have been the only two classes where you've been able to stay in the air for prolonged periods of time. This makes out of bounds exploration a lot easier on those two classes, but also if you want to go back into some of the raids and get raid chests, entirely impossible on things like a hunter because you're not able to cross these huge ravines. However, that has now all changed with the introduction of the Lament sword, but also in combination with a few pieces of armor and a key mod. So before we jump into the details on how you do it, let's take a look at all the items that I've got equipped. So first of all, we're kicking off with the Lament sword, a new exotic sword introduced with Beyond Light. It has the intrinsic trait Banshee's Wail, so you charge up the blade and this increases your damage, shield bypass, and adds a shield barrier to all attacks. It also gains stack when dealing damage with revved attacks, and additional stacks increase the damage and damage resistance on heavy attacks. Now to pull this off, we're going to be combining the rev from the Lament as well as the light attack and heavy attack, but we'll cover that in more detail later in the video. Next up with the Orpheus rigs, an original exotic back from the Red War campaign. Comes with the armor's perk Uncanny Arrows, so it provides ability energy on each enemy tethered by deadfall anchors, and Moabius Quiver has more shots. And it's that last part of the armor's perk that's absolutely critical in order to pull this off. Now you can use Stompies, naturally they give you better jumps. That will give you greater height, but Uncanny Arrows actually gives you greater distance, so depending on where you're looking to fly, you can alternate between those two pair of boots, either for greater distance or for greater height. Now a key piece to this puzzle is on these boots, and that is Lucent Blade. This is a charge with light mod, so while charged with light, dealing damage with a sword gives you bonus sword damage for 5 seconds, consuming 1 stack of charge with light. That is all great, but it's actually the secondary perk that we're looking to activate, which greatly increases the charge rate for your equipped swords, and this means you can repeat the block for the Lament in order to recharge your sword mid-air. So you'll want to pair this with any other arc mod on any other armor piece, and this will activate the secondary mod for you in this build. And finally, we are running 100 mobility. Anything from tier 7 upwards, so 70 plus, should be enough to traverse the Moav bridge. But the higher the mobility, the greater height and distance you'll be able to cover. So be sure to equip those mobility mods to max out your mobility where possible. Now a great place to test this build is over at the Moav bridge in the last Wish raid, but to get there you'll need to go over to the Wishing Wall so you can load in solo. If you haven't been there before, be sure to use the Wall of Wishes and use the code that you see here on screen. Enter it exactly as you see it here. Be sure not to use weapons with ricochet rounds, explosive rounds or timed payload, as that can affect other symbols in this pattern. Now this particular checkpoint has been very popular over the years, most notably as a way of going back through the raid to get your hands on some free raid loot. It's even applicable now as it has the new combat mods which were added in Beyond Light, and this can be traversed on a Titan and Warlock very easily, as you can see from the footage that's been playing out on screen. But up until now it's been almost impossible for hunters to do this. The only time they were able to do it previously is through the Blade Barrage glitch, which almost allowed you to get infinite height as a hunter. That was patched many moons ago, and this is a new way being able to get across this bridge and get your hands on some sweet free raid loot. Now to do this you want to put down a rally flag and rally that so you have your super and as much heavy ammo as possible. Now we've got double jump on here. You want to do a single jump and you want to quickly activate the rev on the Lament sword. As soon as you see the rev aura around you, you want to do a light attack followed by the heavy attack. It's the heavy attack that helps keep you in the air, and you want to repeat this after each and every jump. And once you run out of jumps, you want to activate your Moabius Quiver, and basically you want to repeat that process in between each Moabius Quiver. Because you have Orpheus rigs on, you should be able to fire up to 5 Moabius Quivers, and this is giving you much greater distance when trying to traverse this gap. And once you've run out of Moabius Quiver, you want to go back to the original process. So you don't have any jumps left, but you want to charge the rev once again, do a light attack and heavy attack, and you'll need to repeat this 2 to 3 times in order to complete the jump entirely. Now the technique itself is very much about timing. It will take a little bit of practice, but once you have it down, it's very easy to do and to repeat over and over again. So there we have it guys, that is the Hunter flying technique courtesy of the Lament sword and the Lucent blade mod. So if you haven't given it a try already, be sure to equip all the gear that we had in this video and give it a try. Now if you have enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a rating down below. That super helps me out here on the channel. And if you're brand new here and want to keep up to date with all the latest Destiny 2 content, be sure to hit subscribe as well. I'm going to jump back into the game as always guys, but I will catch you all again very soon.